RF certification in Singapore is document-based, no local testing, but 5 registration types, each with different requirements. One wrong choice will stop everything. RF certification in Singapore is fully document-based. No local testing is required. But document-based doesn't mean simple. There are 5 registration types, and each one has different document requirements. In this video, we walk through document requirements you need for RF certification in Singapore type by type. Before preparing a single document, you need to know which registration type applies to your product. There are 5 types: ESER, SER, GER, GERCB, and COFC. Each cover different product, it requires different document. If you submit ESER documents for a GER product, and your application will reject it immediately. Getting this right is the first decision, and the important one. Let's start with ESER. This stands for Enhanced Simplified Equipment Registration. This is a self-assessment and self-declaration process, a simplest of the 5 types. It applies to short range and low power devices, including alarms, RFID, radio detection, on-site paging, vehicle radar, remote controls, telecommands, telemetry, and wireless microphones. Document required including conformity assessment, product brochure, and supplier's declaration of conformity or SDOC. The ESER application is an automated approval process. If you want IMDA evaluate your test report directly, you can apply under GER. The second is SER. This stands for Simplified Equipment Registration. It applies to mobile terminals, including 3G, LTE, and GMPCS phones, and broadband access equipment like ADSL, cable modems, and CCHN equipment. Document required including conformity assessment, supplier's declaration of conformity, photographs of equipment, product brochure, EU Type Examination Certificate or EUTEC, user manual, and safety information. No EUTEC available or want IMDA to evaluate your test report directly? Apply under GER instead. We already mentioned GER twice. What is that? It stands for General Equipment Registration. This is mandatory for higher risk equipment, including mobile and IoT base station, repeater systems, land mobile radios, walkie-talkies, TV with space devices, DSRC, IoT user equipment, and short-range devices not covered under ESER. GER is also optional for ESER or SER if you want IMDA to evaluate your test report directly. Documents required including supplier's declaration of conformity, photographs of equipment, general information about the product, product brochure, test reports, and user guide. IMDA engineer review everything, making this the most thorough registration path. Fourth is GERCB. This stands for General Equipment Registration by certification bodies. This type is only available to authorized certification body applicants recognized IMDA under MRA Phase 2. It covers all equipment and is handled entirely by the certification body, not submitted directly to IMDA. Document requires including a certificate issued by a certification body recognized by IMDA, photographs of equipment, and general information or product brochure. If your certification body is recognized under this scheme, they manage entire document submission process on your behalf. The last is COFC. This stands for Confirmation of Conformity. This is voluntary for equipment that is exempt from mandatory registration. The example include facsimile transceiver and standard telephone equipment. There are two routes under COFC. The first is self-declaration. You submit your own assessment based on test report and submit the documents. The second is declaration evaluated by IMDA. You submit test report for IMDA to evaluate directly. Document required including supplier's declaration of conformity, photographs of equipment, and product brochure. Test report are acceptable according to IMDA standard. Regardless of registration types, a few rules apply to all documents. Test report must come from ISO or IEC 17025 accredited laboratory following CE or FCC standards. The supplier declaration of conformity must be signed by local applicant, not the foreign manufacturer. All documents are submitted through the Go Business licensing portal. Payment comes first before IMDA evaluates your documents. Pass the evaluation, and your certificate issued immediately. If fail, you must resubmit corrected documents and new registration fee applies. That's everything you need to know about documents requirement for RF certification in Singapore. If you want to know everything about RF certification in the world, subscribe. I will see you in the next video.